This circuit missed a few years off the F1 calendar, and we missed Albert Park. So welcome back, and it's great to be back in Melbourne. Welcome to the Australian Grand Prix. The Melbourne circuit is certainly one that needs to be taken seriously. It's a combination of slippery surfaces and difficult corners, making it a very tricky track when it comes to overtaking. Drivers find it hard to pass and will need to take full advantage of those DRS zones if they want to have any hope of breaking through. So with the race not far away from starting, here's what today's grid rundown looks like. Lando Norris will lead us away from pole position, and it's Fernando Alonso alongside. As we continue through the rest of the grid today, we have Oscar Piastri, Leclerc, Russell, Hamilton, Sainz, Perez, Gasly, Stroll, Ricciardo, Tsunoda, Albon, Magnussen, Bottas, Hülkenberg, Joe, Sargent, Verstappen, and Esteban Ocon lines up at the back of the grid. And with lights out just moments away, it's time to go down to the track. And alongside me for this afternoon's commentary, Naomi Schiff. Good afternoon, Gnomes. I know what we've got to do before the start of today's race, but what about our driver? What do the final hours look like for them?
Well, every driver certainly has their own way of preparing themselves before a race. But I can tell you that pre-race rituals are a real thing. When I was in go-karting, I used to touch every wheel in a specific sequence before I got into the kart. And then I stepped up to cars and had a specific set of fireproof base layers just for race day. So watch the drivers when they're on the grid. Some may be sitting on the floor and isolating, others may be up to other things that they do. But these little things really help their minds get ready for the race.
With some luck, we might... DRS is being enabled this lap. We can use DRS when you're within 1 second of the car ahead and in the DRS zone. Watch out for understeer in the wake of the car ahead. Try to get past as quickly as you can. Push, push. Okay, Max, I know you've had a couple of offs, but don't worry about it. Get your head down and let's just focus on keeping the next few laps within the white lines. Okay, focus. We need to stay on form. Right, I'm afraid we didn't quite meet our targets there, but don't worry about it. Get your head down and chin up, and let's focus on the rest of this race. Okay, final lap. Let's go. Final lap. Right, the gap to the teammate ahead of us. 10.0 seconds. Okay, gap to the car ahead, 1.6 seconds. If you continue to cut corners, the stewards are going to give you a penalty. Be careful.
Gotta get in with everything, man.
And here he comes. It's all go, go, go for Lando Norris as he takes the checkered flag and wins.
And And it's one thing to win, but to win like that in total dominant style, that was a fantastic drive, and it is not one that we see very often.
As the winners make their way up to the podium, one can only imagine the celebrations that will take place at McLaren tonight. Congratulations to everyone on the team, securing the win and proving that they're a force to be reckoned with out on the track. Well, what an end to another fantastic weekend of racing. Thanks to everyone who joined us, and we'll see you for the next one.